Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here, game number 38 of the year. It's not the episode 38, I don't think it'll still be. Depends on how I organize it, but I've been kind of mixing and matching and putting games between all the Mega Man-ish, because I don't want to overload with the Mega Man over here. And it's really cool. I don't even have to introduce this game too much to everybody. It's Super Meat Boy. You could kind of tell it's one of the impressive things about this game that even people who've played it or haven't played it. I knew the second I saw this aesthetic, I was like, oh, this is Super Meat Boy. You know, it almost looks like a Flash game, like a really nice and well done HD Flash game, and to a certain extent it follows a couple of things that fit in with that kind of genre and whatnot. I ended up giving this game, just to throw this out here right earlier, I ended up giving this game an 8.5 out of 10, man. It's probably the hardest game I've played this year. I don't want to say it's the hardest game I've beaten all the time. I really have to go back and think about that kind of stuff, you know. And it really reminds me of like the Lost levels, for example, was a damn pretty tough time to beat those, and also World at War on Veteran. I remember being one of the most difficult things I ever beat in my life solo. Or World at War on Veteran solo. It's just nades everywhere. Like, it's insane. And that to me remains definitely the hardest modern video game experience. But there's plenty of tough games. And my apologies if you hear some work. They're like doing some construction downstairs or something. Yo, man, things been crazy, bro. Like, all day. So Super Meat Boy, what it does, man, to me, it really redefined platform. You know, there was kind of a before and after when it comes to this game and what it introduced. You know, I think you look at a game, for example, like Rayman Origins, Legends, whatever the hell the one that I got over here for the Xbox One, it really drew from Super Meat Boy. Not so much in the aesthetic or anything, you know, they kind of did how it looked or whatever, but in terms of an infinite life and quick, brief levels, in and out, let's get you as much damage as we can over here. This is the final stage over here, by the way, that I'm showing you guys. I'm planning on doing a Freestyle Friday where I do a bunch of the tougher stages. I have like a couple replays that I saved from when I was like stuck on something for like a couple days, which was really good, really refreshing. One of the things that I loved about this game is I finally got a game where I could be stuck for a couple days, you know. It actually took me, I mean, this is a free PS Plus game, I think for September, honestly. Maybe it was October, September, October. But it took me that long to beat it because I would put it down. I'd put it down for a couple days and be like, listen, man, I clearly am not clicking right now on that. I'm going to come back to it in a couple days, and maybe then I'll be able to figure it out. I don't really get that feeling from games. You don't really get that. Most games now hold your hand, or even if you can't beat by energy, you just lower the difficulty or something, or even then I don't even begin. Like Fallout, for example, 4, I'm playing it on hard mode, but there was like 2 other ones after that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to put myself through that. I was like, you know, in theory, in theory, you could be like, you know what, I'll play it in the difficulty setting higher next time. But no, come on, really, it ain't happening, you know. And in Black Ops 4, 2 for 4, 2, 3, whatever the number it is, I'm actually playing it on Veteran instead of playing it on Realistic. And I was like, maybe I'll come back to it. But in reality, who knows if I'll have time to actually come back to it. But to me, Super Meat Boy really set that precedent of who cares about lives, you know. When you would play like a Mario game or something, to a certain extent lives did became meaningless. The better you got, the more lives you had. You know, I know, for example, in Mario 3, you could really have like a stupid amount of lives or whatever. If you look at the original Mario, lives are precious, and you know, if you don't beat it in that time, boom, you're back to the beginning of the game. And even in Mario 3, to a certain extent, you gotta remember it didn't have a save file when it came out in the original NES. And I always played it in the Super Mario All-Stars form in the Super Nintendo. I mean, I played it originally in the NES, but I flipped it over to that one, so I ended up correcting that save feature. But you gotta remember, like, you die, you start from the beginning of that game, man, and like that's a long ways to start. So Super Meat Boy kind of harks on that notion of difficulty, but not on the notion of, you know, setting you back so much. It really, some small things like loading. Like, you die, boom, you're back at the beginning of the game. You die, you're back at the beginning of the game. It's quick. It doesn't give you a chance to put it down in that regard, you know. I think that's something probably drew maybe from more of the mobile genre and more of the kind of just, you know, I guess ADHD society we live in right now where you gotta go. But it fits well, you know. I would play a couple stages while I was like cooking or something, you know. I'm boiling some water, let me throw Super Meat Boy, let me play a couple stages, you know. I remember I made compota, some rice and some stuff like a few weeks ago. And it took some time, and then I put some carne asador, you know, and I was like, it's going to take about an hour. Yo, I'm going in. I beat like a whole world in Super Meat Boy. So if you haven't played it, I would definitely spend, you know, 10, 15 bucks, whatever it costs to go out there and play it. 8.5 out of 10, that's what I'm giving it over here. Having said that, once I got to this DN screen, I was done. I ain't checking out no Dog World, I ain't checking out no other anything. I am a wrap. Deuces.